Woo! That's quite a transition, huh? You know, it was really, really funny because when we were practicing this dance and going through it, all Dave Bagley, he says to me, Joe, you know, you grew up in Brooklyn, New York. Why can't you dance? I said, Dave, I spent most of my childhood reading. That's why I went to Harvard Law School, Dave, you know, all of that stuff. So anyway, it was, one of the great things about Max is that it allows you to try to do things that are maybe a little bit outside of your box, right? Dancing was clearly outside of my box, but the point of what all this is about is that this has got to be a lot of fun, right? You know, we have fun doing this business. This is a great place to be. We get to do it with people we care about. We get to do it with people we like. This is an awesome business to be a part of. And as I mentioned, I did go to Harvard Law School, so a little bit about my background. Started out and grew up in Brooklyn, New York, like Dave said. I didn't learn to snake, I didn't learn to weave. But I did learn that a lot of hard work will get me where I want to go. I ended up going to Union College, and from there, Union wasn't quite my goal. It wasn't the Ivy Leagues, that's what I was shooting for. So I worked my tail off at Union to get to Harvard Law School. Somehow, through some miracle, I found myself at Harvard Law School after a lot of hard work. And as I think Michael said, I found myself in class with Barack Obama. That was a little bit intimidating. Almost as intimidating as last night when I found myself on stage with Greg Norman, Steve Scott, Herb Nagasawa. Woo! How did I get here? You know? But there I was, and I watched the people at Harvard Law School, and I watched how hard they worked, how dedicated they were to their craft. They weren't there just to get a job and make a lot of money. That's kind of why I was there. They were there because they believed in excellence, excellence in everything they did. And that's what I took with me to the law firms. That's where the tale gets kind of sad. When you go and you work in New York City in a finance firm, it is about hard, hard work. And it's a type of work that is hard to describe unless you actually experience it. I mean, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, with clients like Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, Bank of Tokyo, Mitsubishi. These guys don't really care about the word Christmas, vacation. All they care about is that they get the deals done. And if you don't get your deals done better than another firm, and believe me, there are plenty of hardworking, good lawyers out there, they'll just take their deals elsewhere. So I knew that I was going to have to work as hard as possible if I was going to attain my goal. And my goal at that point in time was to become a partner in one of the big law firms in New York City. And I dedicated myself to that. And I worked 18 hours a day, often 7 days a week. There were stretches of 40 days straight that I would be at work. It was unbelievably difficult. But I took a lot from that experience. I learned a lot. I learned about how detailed you have to be to get things right, how important it is to put in maximum effort. You can't worry about the problems that you have. You can't worry about the difficulties that you have to overcome. The job was what was most important in getting it done. It's kind of a little bit of a skewed view of life, isn't it? But that's what it was. That's what my goal was. And I was going to do everything possible to attain it. And that was the plan. And I worked for 15 years, and I was on the precipice. I was right there. After doing all these mergers and acquisitions, after doing all these securitizations, after doing financial transactions that are so complicated to make your head spin. And there I was, literally about 6 to 8 months away from finally achieving my goal and making my mother very happy. And then came along this little company called Max International. And they said, Joe, can you do this acquisition of this technology behind this company called Cellgevity? I said, sure. Going to help me make partner. Another client that I was bringing in all the way from Salt Lake City, Utah, just showed my great reach. So I put every effort that I could into making this deal the best. Didn't matter that Max was a small company. Didn't matter. We brought every effort that we could. We brought all of our skills, all of our talent to this transaction to make sure that our client was getting the best. That's all that really mattered. And what we found was remarkable. The science behind Cellgevity is unparalleled. It is unmatched. And I could not believe what I was seeing. I took the products, had a phenomenal product experience. Again, I'm a doubting Thomas. I was a professional doubter. That's what I did. I had to find the problem. I had to solve it. I could not believe that these products made me feel better. So what did I do? Of course, I doubted myself, and I gave them to my friends. This guy named Jim Stravalia, who's now our president. I walked into his office, and I said, Jim, why don't you try this stuff? It did something to me. And then literally, I left. And he goes, oh, okay, I'll try it. I come back about 3 weeks later, and I said, Jim, anything happen? He goes, oh, no, nothing happened. I'm running better. I don't feel as much pain. And, things are going well, but I don't think it was the products. I think it was just the fact that I'm feeling better. I said, oh, okay. I left my office. About 2 weeks later, this is Jim. Oh, Joe, where is that stuff? I ran out. So, and now he's here. I gave him to my best friends, a cardiac surgeon, because when I was offered the job to come on as CFO, I was like, whoa, are you crazy? Move to Salt Lake City to become part of a multi-devil scheme? Huh? What? No. That's not the way this lifetime is going. I'm about to be partner. Do you understand what that means? I'm about to attain partnership. I'll be the man in New York City. Woo! Not Salt Lake City. Not there's anything wrong with Salt Lake City. Get my sleeping bag, take a nap. I mean, it's quiet out here compared to New York. So they were asking a lot. But I knew that the science was unbelievable. I knew that there was something absolutely unique about this company. I knew the heart of Herb Nagasawa and what he had a vision for. And his vision was for humanity. Unlike myself, who was there I was just there to empower myself and make as much money and, glorify myself, get my transactions in the Wall Street Journal. Herb Nagasawa, at the end of our transaction, said to me, Joe, I don't care about money. I asked him, why? Why did you do this? Why did you bring these products and sell them to Max? He said, I just want to see these products get to the world. That's what matters to me, humanity. That's what the point I shrunk down to the size of the little Grinch heart. It was just like, oh my gosh, here's a man, 83 years old at the time, had committed his entire life to developing products that will help people. Unbelievable. That's a foundation upon which a company can be built. That is phenomenal. And then I had to look at the business model. And the business model is phenomenal. It is a phenomenal business model. This is something I promise you I never thought I would say in my entire life. I am a network marketer, and I am proud of it. I am very proud of it. This is the best industry to be a part of. And I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. It's because every industry is founded upon networking. Every industry is based upon relationships. Every single one. I didn't get a client when I was practicing law because I wrote great books and all of a sudden people just came running in the door. Where's Joe Voyticky? We need to find that man. No. It was over years, 15 years of developing relationships, of developing a reputation, of making phone calls, going out to dinners. This is networking. This is what we do every day. What was America built on? America was built on small business. This is small business. It is absolutely small business. It is the best small business. Why? Why is it the best? You tell me what investment people look for. You want to put in low capital where you can have a big return, right? Most investor advisors would tell you, that doesn't happen. When you have low risk, you have low return, right? When you come to Max International, your investment to stay in and get commissions and get checks and work a business, it's low. It's very, very low. And what is your potential return? Here, right? I mean, am I being hypocritical? You can invest this much. You can make this much. You can make whatever you want. Unbelievable. That doesn't exist, does it? But everybody says out there, oh, you know, it's like when I first got into Harvard Law School. I remember people would ask me, well, where are you going to school? You know, I'm going to Boston. You know, yeah, it's in Cambridge. And finally, I would say I was going to Harvard because I didn't want people to make assumptions about me, like I'm some sort of book geek and all this kind of stuff. It's sort of like when people ask, you know, used to ask me, well, what kind of company do you work for? Oh, you know, we sell nutraceuticals. Oh, you know. No, we're a network marketing company, and we're proud of it. We create wealth. We spread products that are great for you. If you want to come here, you know, how much did my education cost me at Harvard? A lot. Took me a long time to pay those loans off. How much does it cost to go to college these days? How much does it cost to go get an MBA? But you know what? You don't become an expert at something until you go and practice it, until you go and do it, all right? So, when I go up to people now, I say, would you like to get an MBA where you're paid? Would you like to come and learn how to do business? This is something that people pay for. You can learn how to market. You can learn about science. You can learn about doing presentations. These are all things that your leadership at Max International will teach you. And you will get paid for it. Is that okay? Is that a good deal? Absolutely. We are here about building lives. That's what we do. The beautiful thing about our compensation plan, the beautiful thing about this industry, about this company, is that unless you are able to teach people how to do what you do, you won't succeed. Your success is tied to theirs, necessarily. It's the way it works, right? I want everybody in here to do something for me. Okay? Everybody stand up. I want you to reach out and grab the hand of the person next to you. Okay? I want you to now close your eyes, and I want you to put into your head what your dreams are. What do you want out of this? Why are you here? Think about it. I want you to make it real. Make it real. I want to make this much money. I want to help this many people. I want my business to look like this. I want my family life to look like this. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds and really, really focus on it. Make it real. Everybody got it in your head? Yes. Make it real. Okay, open your eyes. Sit down and look around this room. Look around the room. Look around the room. These are your teammates. These are the people that are going to help you make that happen. The only way what you just thought of doesn't happen is if you quit. If you quit, it won't happen. If you stay with this, if you stay with these people, if you stay with your team, it will happen. And you got to choose these people. No other industry in the world can you pick the people that you work with. You pick the amount of time you want to put into your business. I did not get to choose how much time I spent in the office. I did not. I did not get to pick who my clients were. I went out and tried to get as many clients as I possibly could, and that was it. Here, you get to pick who you work with. Here, you get to choose who you need to team with. If you're not great at science, you know, you team with a nurse. You team with a doctor who can explain the science. If you're not great at presentations, you say to yourself, I'm going to team with a person, with the people who can do presentations and teach me to do presentations. That's the power that's here. And it's all right in front of us. You guys, us, we all have to make a decision. Are we going to make it happen? What? Are we going to make it happen? And how are we going to do it? We are going to do it together. Together. When you join hands, you're powerful. When you have one stick, and you can snap it, right? But you take 10 of those little sticks, you're not going to break that pile anymore. That's the power of teamwork. That's the power of being together. And you have to have it right here inside, that you are able to look at other people's strengths and admire them. And then you're able to laugh at your weaknesses, right? Because everybody gets afraid of their weakness and, oh, no, you know, I can't do this and I can't do that and that's why and that's why. You know what? No. You have strengths. All of you have talents. Bring them to the table. Bring them to your team. Then learn from your teammates. Develop your skill set. Do you think that I could actually develop a product as well as Herb Nagasawa? Not on your life. Couldn't happen. Do you think that I could ever care about people as much as Steve Scott? I can care a lot, but not as much as Steve. I'm pretty smart at science, but I can't do what Herb does. You know, I can't do what Dave Bagley does and develop products. I can't do what Jim Stravalia does and be so detailed that it drives you out your mind. Oh, I love Jim. I can't do what Julie does and organize an event like this. I can't do what Leela Russo does. But together, we can create something phenomenal. You know, and the other thing that your teammates will do for you, sometimes they'll kick you, say, hey, get up. You need to get up. Sometimes they'll pat you on the back. You know, here's a perfect example of what's gone on at this company for me. I have learned who my teammates are. I've learned how to utilize them. And a lot of my teammates are sitting out here in the field. A lot of them. I mean, I was talking yesterday to Alan Sickman and Jerry Bogus, DJ Daly, Alex Monterosa, George Renninger about, you know, well, what do you guys think? What do we need to do? What am I missing? What am I not seeing? How do I get better? How do we get better as a team? And they'll tell me, because the lines of communication are open, because we're all in this together. I know I need them. I know I don't see everything. Alan said something very profound to me. He said, you know, Joe, I learn something every day. And we're so lucky to have him as a guest here. I learn something every day. Think about that statement. Here's a man who is unbelievably successful, has left us in great shape, came back because he cares and wants to see how we're doing, here for a visit, and he said to me, Joe, you know, I learn something every day. And I was telling Alan, you know, it's been a hard year, and people are saying I do this, and people are saying I do that, and, you know, all these accusations out there. And he said, Joe, you're an honest guy. You work hard. We have a great company. Don't focus on that. You know, I said, you know, you're right. Don't focus on that. That's a teammate saying, get your head in the game. Get here. Do what you need to do. Don't focus on that. What you focus on will grow. Focus on the positive things we have. Teammate. Teammate. And there is no better place to do the things that you need to do than here. I saw Jerry Bogus tutoring with, you know, DJ and Jerry. You know, that's like an Abbott and Costello act. You got to see this thing. This is a great team. The camaraderie that those guys have is phenomenal. It's unbelievable. When you get that, you know that there is going to be success because they care about each other so much. It's awesome. They can spend as much time together as they want. I watched last night as Craig Milton and George Renninger put together an awesome presentation with Tom Vaughn. It was amazing. And they pulled in corporate, and they're telling us what we need to do. Awesome. Bill Greenman. Sorry, Bill, I'm going to bring you out here. Bill Greenman is one of our best teammates because Bill sends me lists of things that we need to do. Thank you. Thank you. Please. We need those things. Our team needs those things. It's awesome because we're working together. I feel the synergy. You know, I like to say that we're not perfect, but we are trying to be. We want to be better all of the time, and we want to be better so that we can service you, and we can service your needs, and you can service each other. And together, we can create something awesome. So what I want you to do, the last thing I'm going to say, that dream that you had, that dreams that you put in your head, this weekend, we are going to present everything that you need to make those dreams come true. Seize it, use it, spread the word. Take Dr. Nagasawa's dream of having these products spread around the world and my dream of having us in every country in this world, and let's make it happen.